And just like that, we're live again. Hello, small tubes. Elbow cough. What's going on tonight? Welcome to the show. If you're watching, it's 6 o'clock on the west coast of the United States on November 12th, 2022. What's up, Rum Boy? How you doing, man? Sips and puffs. We got the crew in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. The T Lab guy. Actually, I've been in contact with him, and he definitely wants to do the show. But it won't be this week. I think he might come up here next week, and he wants to do the show together. So he'll probably, we've been in contact. He's definitely going to do the show, whether it's next week or whatever. We'll have to see. But thank you for that question. Run boy. What else is going on? I was thinking I'm doing a short show tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. Any questions? Let me just throw down the link here and see what's going on. See if you got anything to show us. What size you wear, Ron? What size you wear? I'll see if I have a black and green one. I might have a black and green one for you. I need to put a new order in here pretty soon anyways. Cancels. I don't know what the joke of that is. Short shows. Oh, not shoes. Shows. Maybe. Well, turns out long shows don't make a big difference either, Rum Boy. So I don't know. Thank you for tagging me. Extra large. I'll look into that. Hello, Miss Green. How are you tonight? So what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Single X, not a double X. Well, actually, I kind of like a double X myself, Ron. But I like them to be a little roomy, and I tend to wash things poorly, and they shrink a lot. Okay, Sips, I'd love to see you. If I'm on in 45 minutes or so, you're more than welcome to come on up, as always. I will check, Ron. I think the double X's or the single X's are the ones that are the most popular. So we'll have to I'll look for you. You don't have a shirt? I got it. Well, I got some shirts for you. We'll need to take care of it. We'll need to fix that. Ron Boy, I'll hook you up. I don't know why. I never brought that up. You've been here a bunch of times. Oh well. What else is going on tonight? Any questions about what green bicycles, or it's kind of the lull in the year. Most people should be curing your weed about right now. You need a shirt too, Jay Stoner? Well, I will get you one, sir. Just get in touch with me and give me the size. I haven't. They're limited. They're very limited this time, and colors are. You don't have a whole choice of colors, that's for sure. But I'm going to look for a black and green one for Ron. Well, there's Vetsgrow looking like coming in from Oklahoma. Let's see what he has to say. Kess, how are you doing, old man?
Hey, how's it going, Pat? How's it going, everybody?
I can hear you better.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
So how's it going? I haven't been able to hop on and chat with everybody for like 2 weeks.
No, I've been wondering how Fuzzy Butt Farms have been faring. Getting any new goats?
Actually, I do. We went and picked up 2 more mature does and added them to our herd. So we got like 8 goats now.
Now, are those the kind that are bred for no parasites and all the good stuff? They're the expensive ones?
Not yet, not yet.
No.
I'm gonna pick up some of those guys in April. Yeah, I'll get a couple of those real expensive ones in April.
Okay. The expensive ones. When did
But yeah,
do goats breed year round?
most goats, no, they're a seasonal, just like deer. They go into ester in certain parts of the year. I think it's twice a year. But with certain breeds of goat, they can go back into ester like a week after they have their baby.
So you can get 2 out a year.
You could actually get 3 to 4 because their gestation is 4.5 months.
Oh, okay. It's probably hard on them, I imagine, to have that many.
Yeah, most breeders or most producers only allow them to have kids once a year.
And it's usually one.
Some breeds are known for only having 1 to 2 goats, and then others are known for having 2 to 4. So, yeah, the ones that I've got are known for the 2 to 4.
Okay.
But yeah, and I just got finished harvesting my grow tent, and got some new some stuff I haven't had before because I created it a couple years ago.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be sending you out a pack as well, and some of the other people that are in here. The Northern Lights clone is looking beautiful. I'm getting ready to put her into a bigger pot and take clones from that. And I got a Mendo jelly breath that a buddy gave me that's like 3 feet tall. I need to take like a dozen clones off of it. But yeah, so it's just been trimming and going to auctions and working on the farm. It's been pretty busy here lately.
It's whether
I'm getting ready to harvest Pig tomorrow. He's getting dispatched tomorrow.
Pig.
Yeah, Hampton.
So I guess that's a pig.
Yeah.
Okay. So and you got him as a baby?
Yeah, he was only like 3 or 4 weeks old when we got him, and we've had him for 4 months, and he's about 180 pounds or so.
Oh wow. They grow quick.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing if you think about it, compared to a human, especially. They're really
well. That's a good thing. That's a good thing when you do a real F1 crossbreeds. You get that hyper vigor, just like we do in our plants. So, like if you take say a boar goat, cross it to an alpine, you're going to get an unusual quick growth out of them. Just like our cannabis plants, you take a real sativa and cross it with a real indica, you got a fast growing big bushy plant. It's just kind of what happens when you do those cross line breeding.
Hybrid vigor, I believe, is what it's called. Looks like J-Dog
Yes,
made a
sir.
shirt, and I think he's from Crescent City, or he or she, I'm not sure. That looks like Pebble Beach Drive. Anyways, what's going on, Pheno Finder? Water and soil is where it's at. That's right. Actually, that's where all life pretty much originates. I saw something recently about like everything really, comes from the sun and soil. It's kind of amazing, but that is the truth. Crossbred a plant.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, I got a question for you, Pat. So
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be okay. So I've got the goats and my chickens doing what's called a deep litter compost.
Okay.
So this is basically you're just taking all the old or all the bedding is just staying there. They're pooping on it, they're peeing on it, and it's breaking down and it's releasing, CO2 and heat. It actually helps keep them warm in the winter. So in the springtime, I'm gonna be pulling all this out. So this is the question. There's got to be a difference from taking your made compost compared to a bag of, we'll just grab anyone, say Fox Farm,
Mm-hmm.
Ocean Forest, or whatever. Um, the amount of the ocean bounty that we put into a bag, are we going to do that same equivalent amount, or is there a different amount because of, say, the nitrogen from all the manure, or the carbon, the amount of carbon material from the hay and whatnot?
Oh, buddy. That's a great question. And I would definitely, even though there's a wide window you could add, but I'm real sure that compost coming from the chicken coop is going to be a lot stronger than ocean forest as far as the nutrients in it. So I would definitely probably back off probably a half or a quarter strength to try, and you could always add more, right? So, but yeah, that's a real good question. You could have, I don't know what kind of labs are around there or what the costs are, but you could have it tested. I mean, that would be this if you're really interested. But I'm sure if you amended it with even regular strength ocean bounty, and you definitely want to let it cook out a little bit because it could be real hot when if it's not composted right. But other than that, yeah, I would back way off on the inputs and just see what happens. That would be my recommendation. But yeah, that'll work
Right on.
really well. I bet you that'll work really well. And I think if we take a little bit of note from Run Boy, if you added some chicken feed to it, that's actually great fertilizer too.
That's what I was going to say. I wonder if Run Boy has gone to has experimented with just using an all compost instead of mixing it with like big roots or something.
No, I think talking with Run Boy, I think he's kind of going to the direction of trying to do as much as you can from your own property. So,
Right, me too.
yeah, I think that's a great direction to go if you can. And I think that's the gold standards if you can. And I've seen it in some farms. It's actually truly amazing when everything's working together in concert, and how the symbiotic relationships, and you add more symbiotic relationships, and yeah, things get better and better.
Right, and it's cool because I've been watching a lot of these goat videos. I'm really going to try and not talk so much about farming stuff on tonight, but um, whether it's goats or whether it's deer, I didn't really realize the difference between the different animals that come through any land, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a forest or your front yard. I mean, you have cattle that have the big hooves and they pack the ground. Animals like deer and goats and split hooved animals do more of what's considered a tilling effect, to where in some cities and states they're actually bringing in goats to like go along these highways and stuff and eat all the invasive species. But in the process of doing that, the invasive species they were like tearing up and destroying, and other species that they hadn't seen in years started to come back up. And what they were saying, like the science part of it, says that when the soil's wet and the way that their hooves are, it pushes stuff down, and different seeds are regenerated in their germination, and then different minerals are pushed up, and which brings the right uh, balance of whatever for the old life to come back. And they were saying that like over like a 7 year cycle, you could go from where there's literally a desert to 7 years later having species that haven't been seen in years.
No, that's interesting. No, that's it. Yeah, I've seen that. In Chico, they do it in the park. They have a lot of poison oak and stuff that grows, and they just fence in, I don't know, 100 goats or so, 150 goats in a quarter of an acre, eighth of an acre, and yeah, they take it all out, clean it up, and fertilize it. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
it's win-win, and it brings in people to watch them. It's kind of a it's kind of a yeah, it's a win-win. It used to be cool to go in there in the evening and watch the goats eat up everything. Hey, Buds, how you doing, Buds and Hazards? Dog Pound, good to see you. No,
So
yeah,
did you get
no.
a decent harvest this year, or?
Oh, you know, yeah, I think I did okay, but someone came and took it all because I didn't want to trim anything. So I'm going to get paid back with edibles. But I just chopped it down, I hung it up, and I kind of just said, I don't really want to mess with it. Do you want to mess with it? They say, I'll mess with it. I said, okay. So I'm hands off this season.
Right, right. But you didn't have anything like catastrophic happen
No, I left
or
it a
anything
little
like
bit.
that.
I got a little bit of botrytis, a little bit too much of that. I think I went a few days too long. Um, I don't know yet. And as far as the number goes, I don't know, but it's okay. It was fine. I had a couple 12 footers out there, so we'll take those.
Nice. I had a little bit of I'm sorry, spider mite issues. I went ahead as soon as I started seeing that there was a little bit of webbing on the top of a few buds. I was like, nope, that's it. Get those buds out of there, harvest the whole thing, and not let it go any further. Washed it like I do with the water and the baking soda. And, turned out pretty good. I mean, I'm getting ready to do a little test here in just a little bit, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
all my stuff turned out pretty decent.
No, good. Yeah, I was lucky. No, a lot of caterpillars in other parts of the state. I was lucky with no caterpillars and no mites, but a little bit of the bud rot. But there's always going to be something, I think. Now let's look at this little tight setup here.
I had problems with the grasshoppers at the beginning of the outdoor season. Not the beginning, but went right before we got ready to flip the flower outside. What's happening there, Rub Boy?
Not too much. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Just got done eating dinner. You always pop on at dinner time.
I can. Yeah. I'll never make you happy, Run Boy, and I'm okay. And I'm okay with that. You can eat and watch my show, by the way. I'm okay, or not watch the show. But yeah, come over and get a shirt. I know I'll find one for you. I'll even give you one of mine if I have to. So what do we got going here, Run Boy? What are you growing?
Yeah, so I'm planning to just put all the compost on the top, not down in the soil in the root zone. So this is, I'm trying just cheap. This is
What is
Kellogg Garden Amend, just a cheap forest-based
Kinda
compost amendment. Yeah, it is, but
chunky.
I took that shit and I blended it. The Ocean Bounties blended into it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try just top dressing it. So it's only, 2 inches thick on the top of the pot. And below that, there is no rotting organic matter in my root zone.
Uh-huh. So you're not going to, when if I remember right, you're going to pull those out and take that top layer off of the nutrients and then just,
Then I'll recycle the soil itself, but
Okay.
not the compost layer. I'll just put that to my outside garden.
Okay.
Then,
Yeah,
then I can kind of have some ballpark of how much fertilizer is in the mix.
No, that's a good idea. You can kind of,
Without lab testing, because the minute you start lab testing, there went your budget.
Yeah, that's usually at least $100 off the top, minimum for sure.
Vets bounce out.
No, I think he's up there. He just vetted him. There he goes. He's waiting.
I got a bad signal, so I'm trying to not move or have too much video data going through here.
Okay.
This was the first batch I took litter out of the chicken run and sifted it. So this is 50% of that litter mixed with that same Kellogg Amend 50-50, and I'm starting seeds in it. And they look like they're doing good. The only downfall is anything like chicken feed seeds or whatever you got in there be sprouting up all over the damn place.
I don't think they'll hurt anything.
Little
No,
sprouts.
they won't. Just obnoxious. And I'd put down some rice holes in the chicken run. That was a mistake. So those stupid things sprout everywhere.
The rice hull sprout?
Yeah, there must be whatever they call the seed
germ?
portion. Yeah, there's some of that in there unless you get ones that are parboiled.
Oh. Well, a little rice would never hurt anybody. Growing isn't just like grass.
Yeah, real aggressive, real thick grass.
Well, harvest that stuff. That's food, sir.
If it comes up out there, they'll eat it. That's
Well,
why I was gonna I was gonna
When?
use it in my grow media, but I realized I'd have to boil it all, and that's just not gonna happen.
Well, it won't hurt anything if they eat it, right? That's actually, they need greens.
Yeah, it's good for them.
There you go.
Well, that's
I
what I've
like-
been doing with all my extra clones, and I
Do they-
been growing a lot of just extra random broccoli and cauliflower and lettuce just for them, basically.
No, they'll eat grass. They eat everything down to the dirt.
Mhm.
So yeah, throw all your greens out there to them.
Your bird's doing pretty good, Vets.
Oh yeah, I got 54 meat birds, and they just turned 4 weeks old. They're really ugly. They're fat. And looks like they got a bunch of feathers missing. They got all this pink skin, but they're on a 12 on, 12 off feeding schedule.
I think I hear them.
Your bird's
That's
still
not
laying
mine.
it. You're laying eggs pretty good still too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still getting pretty much one a day. I got one chicken that started late, but she's doing every other day.
My birds are molting, so I'm getting like 3 eggs every couple days.
Oh, I picked up a couple of guineas when I was at the auction too.
Oh, okay. Now, are those going to be for food or eggs or what? Or just what?
They can be. Really, I purchased them to be sacrificial.
Oh,
They
'cause they're
actually
just slow?
flew. Well, they're going to be free range. They already freed themselves the other day, and I caught them and clipped their wings, but they flew vertically up out of a 8-foot fence. So when I do actually get a whole flock of them, planning on having about 10 to 15 of them, they'll roost out here in these trees. Any bobcats or coyotes will go after them before they go after my chickens. If I have any left in the spring, I'll probably hatch some of them out and collect eggs and hatch them out, because they go for really good prices. I picked these up for $11 a piece, but I've seen them go for as much as like $25 a piece. So, I mean,
For little ones?
huh?
How big were they when you got them?
I would say juvenile. Oh, these ones are full grown that I got, but usually in between juvenile and full growns, they're about $20 a bird.
Had to switch Wi-Fi.
So, are those Rhode Island Reds or are those Freedom Rangers?
Rhode Island Reds.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah, they think I'm daddy or something up here.
Well, you are. You're the bird guy. Do you ever take your cockatoos out there?
Nah, we've only had him not even a year, so we've been working with him more.
Oh, okay. You could probably live out there with them, couldn't it?
The chickens are actually easier to deal with than the damn parrots.
Oh yeah, chickens are hardy. Chickens are hardy animals, man.
But you can see they're doing a good job making layers here, digging down, and this was like 3 or 4 inches of wood shavings, and they've got that completely broken down. And I was saving.
Do your chickens come? Do your chickens come when you call them?
I don't even have to call them. When they see me come around the corner, they come running. And then eventually I'll clean out. This is their coop area, but I just keep adding layers of wood chips, and they keep it tilled up. Once this gets built up, then I'll pull this out. There's their nesting box.
So how do you deal with the water situation for them?
The water right there, automatic water.
You're all tightened up, aren't you?
Yeah, it's all on autopilot.
And how often do you have to put food out for them?
I bring it out every day. I don't fill those feeders up. That one's got supplements in it. I quit feeding the feeder, filling the feeder. I just bring them out food every day.
So do you give them layer food or give them Oyster
Yeah,
shell.
organic. Well, they got access to calcium and grit and all that in there, but it's an organic mix. That Modesto Milling is the one I've been using.
Oh, where do you get that from?
Crescent Hay and Feeds got this one,
Oh, they do.
but
Does
this
that
is
cost?
no corn, no soy.
So how much is that for 50 pounds?
I think $47 or something.
Ooh, you're a generous daddy.
Hey, we get almost a dozen eggs a day. What the
No,
hell?
that's good.
That's
No,
cheap.
so your eggs piling up on you?
Well, I
They
got
do,
family that's been using them too.
but that you'll start needing egg cartons all the time.
Yeah, I got a big pile of them. My parents, they use at least half a dozen eggs a day with 3 people down there.
No, that's good. No, that's yeah. You're ready for you're getting ready for the apocalypse.
Yeah, but then you might not be able to get chicken feed at that point, so you have to
No,
just feed them other stuff.
well they eat scraps. They eat
Yeah, I
everything.
know. Well, I give them scraps. They get sweet potato vine. They've got that all eaten back. As all the yard plants die off, I've been feeding them that stuff. The vegetables.
Yeah, if you ever want to get rid of weeds or grass or something, if you just put a pen like what they do with goats, you put chickens out there in a few weeks, it'll be as dirt could be. It'll be
Yeah,
they'll take,
build a chicken tractor.
yep.
Yep.
They clear the land.
Yeah, I'll be doing that in the spring. I'll have a couple chicken tractors out here with some more meat birds, and they'll start at one end of the property and go all the way down and turn around and come back.
Yep.
When you have like, I think if you get like anything more than 25 birds in one of those tractors, you got to move it daily.
Yeah, I could imagine. I see what they do, and my run is 8 by 20, and you see how fast they tear that up.
Mm-hmm.
So what is there? So what's a recommended free range like square footage per bird?
I can't remember. They'll pack them in tight for production.
Oh yeah, yeah. They would have 400 in there if there was production.
I forget exactly. I read all that when I was researching it, and I know I'm like not even a quarter of what they said or whatever.
Really?
Same with like the nesting boxes.
I
I
know.
forget 1 box per so many birds ideally or whatever. I forget what the ratio was.
Yeah, I think it's like one box for 4 birds, and then on your roosting coop or on your roosting bars you want 12 inches per bird. So however long your bars are times how many bars you have.
Yep. Yeah, and there's certain spacing from the walls. They want the bars too, and not
Right,
a
right.
round dowel. Give them something kind of squared off, like a 2 by 3 or something like that.
Tree
Yeah, I
branches
use
work
2
so
by
well.
2s and then turn it on the edge.
Yep. That way their feet aren't. They don't have the right shaped foot to grip like a parrot foot.
Right.
I thought we were getting the compost tea discussion tonight.
Yeah, it didn't work out. He's ready to do it anytime. I think next week he'll come up here. Which will be interesting. Maybe. Ooh, do you know
So
about
what are we
T-Lab?
talking about?
Well, it's a guy from T-Labs. Does Run Boy know him?
I've been in there before and I've seen a lot of his stuff. I've seen him before. I don't personally know him.
We want to do the show in your garage.
No. I tried some of his products. I think it's pretty good stuff, but it's a little too potent on the aroma for indoor use.
Oh, okay.
He's got a kit that he gives you like a compost, measured compost amount and a fish hydrolysate ball that you drop in there, and holy fuck, does that stink your whole garage up. It's like bubbling out black tar bubbles when it's done.
Does he sell snakes? Do you know?
Snakes?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty sure Jay Stoner's down there. And yeah, I guess maybe Jay. Do you know the T-Labs guy? A bubble snake. Oh
Yeah, I got a bubble snake. I've got one of those. Yeah, I had. Let's see here. I can show you what that is. You don't know what a bubble snake is?
I do. I know what a bubble snake is. A little bendy thing that puts out a lot of little air bubbles that gets dirty.
Oh, it's easier to clean than a air stone.
I don't want to clean air stones. I think
No,
it's
I know.
cheaper to replace them.
Well, that's an
Why?
extra cost.
It's a little bit of a cost. It is a cost. There's no doubt about it. Yep. There you go. T-Lab. Look at that. He's a go-getter. I should have him. I should actually, I should pursue this a little more. Hopefully next week he'll come up here.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good system, complete everything from soil amendments, the whole 9 yards. It's got like an Ocean Bounty type of a product.
I know. Maybe we
But
could
that's
go
not what we use around here. We use Ocean Bounty.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I got a call from someone in Southern Humboldt last week for a decent sized order, a preliminary. So that actually made me feel pretty good.
You got to get on that Instagram. There's a lot of small indoor gardeners that would be using it.
No, there's a lot of things I need to do, Run Boy, and yes, I will. I'm in a little funk. I gotta kick my butt in gear with green bicycles. I got a bunch of work, and yeah, we'll be working on it. That is for sure.
I'm surprised vets didn't notice anything different in the garden tonight.
What was that?
I'll just wait and see if he ever picked up on it.
Now you have me puzzled. And this one right here that we're looking at?
All of it.
All of it?
Huh. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. See, you're much more intimately with about your garden, Run Boy. What's going on?
Are you talking about you being under HPS?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't really notice that either. So you took all your LEDs out?
Yep.
How come? Just because
it's wintertime, yeah.
The finished product just ain't as good in my opinion. I'm going back.
Okay. And it's roughly the same cost per
and
month,
honestly,
isn't it?
In flower, you're not gonna. You can save more money in veg with LEDs than in bloom, but you'll save a little bit. But there's a big balancing act. Yeah, you'll save a little on the light, but then your environment does weird shit versus under bulbs.
Okay.
Most of the guys running good LED rooms have, an extra heat source, a super duper HVAC system for both cooling and dehumidification and all that.
But you know what? I think it's a good idea to use HPS during the winter. It helps heat that room and helps heat your house if you're in the basement. It's really nice.
Well, you saw where we live. In the summertime is other people's winter anyway.
Dino Finder, get in touch with me directly. I'll get you some Ocean Bounty.
I'm going to be changing these back to regular fluorescent tubes too. I just think the plants are healthier with the broader spectrum.
So what kind of tubes were those? LED tubes you were saying?
Yeah, those are T5 replacement LED tubes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like T5s a lot. Just T5.
I'll be using the same fixtures, but I'm just going to wire ballast back in and putting lamps back in instead of the LEDs. These have done pretty good, but like I said, when you hold a clone for years on end, I can tell a difference in the health versus under the bulbs. Just like you've seen outdoor how healthy the plant is under the sun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the light spectrum, that's why I never understood people want to go no-till organic because they're worried about everything being in the root zone, and then they cut off the plant's light diet, giving it LEDs with a narrower spectrum.
Oh.
No buds. You know what, man?
I saw him.
If you can make those HPS work, that's more power to you. I mean, there's some people that can knock them out with LEDs, and there's people that can knock them out with HPS. But I mean, if that's what makes you happy and you like it, and you do better with it, run with it, Run Boy.
Yep.
Run, boy, run.
Less headaches.
Mhm.
Anyways. Hey,
I'm
Bugs.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So you have an indoor room set up over there in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I just have a tent. I have my flower tent, and then I got my veg / clone tent.
Running like a 4x8 or a 4x4 or something.
Just a 5x5 right now. A 5x5 flower and a 4x4 veg. Which I just popped a bunch of new seeds. Just popped a bunch of new seeds. So, yeah, it's taking up a lot of space, doing a whole hell of a lot of nothing in there right now.
Yeah, I just pulled down one extra tin I had in here because I wanted part of my garage back.
No, garage, that I know. My grow rooms went to storage really quick.
Well, it was hurting. I mean, it gave me more canopy area, but it made it harder to work on everything. So you kind of neglect shit because you can't get to it. Or normally, these beds, I can pull these out. This was the whole point in this setup. I can slide these out to work on them. Where with the other tent in here, it was in the way.
Do you got a table saw?
Huh?
Do you have a table saw?
Yeah?
Chop saw?
Yeah?
Drill press?
Yeah?
Yeah. You're a handyman, aren't you? You like to build stuff, I could tell, but I like it. You do good. You think about I'm curious, do you draw out plans for this stuff, or is it all in your head?
Anymore, it's in my head, and I cut shit 4 times and measure it once. I used to be better at stuff, not so much anymore.
Oh, well, you're probably a lot more efficient is what you are now.
Is that what we're calling our seasoned selves?
Efficient, yeah. Actually,
Efficient.
it's the opposite, but we won't
When
go
you got to
there.
go back and get another stack of 2x4s because you fucked everything up, that's not very efficient.
No, when I get I will go into Home Depot for months, and then I'll get a project, and I'm in there 6 times a day. I'm horrible. It's like trying to get everything I need, and then of course you mess things up that you need, and get the wrong things, and that's how I roll. Thank God it's only about 4 miles away. And
If
not 20.
if they even have what you're looking for, that's the problem I always run into.
Yeah, then you got to figure it out. Yeah, scratch your head and think about it. But yeah, I know what you mean. So you got the Cowboy Cup coming up. Are you gonna be going to that, Betscrow?
uh, I believe so. I had to think about that for a second because I was like, wait a minute, Jamie gonna be back? The wife is going out to New Jersey for Thanksgiving, so she should be back before the 1st. So yes, I believe we are going.
How far are you from where it's at? Like, what's the trip? Overnight?
Uh, it's a 3-hour trip. It usually ends about 11 o'clock. So getting back home at 4 in the morning. We'll probably stay. Well, no, we'll probably leave early. Honestly, okay. So the Cowboy Cup is great. It's a 2-day thing, but after you're there for the first day for a couple hours, you've pretty much seen it all. So we'll probably hang out with everybody that we know, Jinx and all the other, Soul King and Medicated Amy or whatever she goes by now. We'll hang out with a few of them and do our chats like we normally do. It's like, kind of like a family reunion. You want to go and see everybody, but you don't want to hang out too long.
No, actually, I miss the camaraderie, and that run boy, that plant is screaming, transplant me, transplant me, please. That's about as wide. That's about as wide as I've ever seen one in a Dixie Cup. Something's weird about that. They usually don't get that wide. Hold on, let's see that root bound. Wow, that's not nearly what I thought I'd see.
This mix has sand in it, so that causes the roots to fibrous out real fine rather than be big ass white roots.
Yeah, they're not real fluffy, are they?
They don't need to be.
Let's see.
That's the
here.
other thing interesting when you start playing with medias is you realize how much it influences the root development, like the type of roots that grow.
So what are you feeding? What's in that what was in that solo cup? Because actually that was kind of an impressive. Usually the plants don't get that big in a solo cup.
They'll grow this big, but they grow this big with Ocean Bounty.
Oh, I need to hire you, don't I?
That's one thing you could maybe come out with some kind of a liquid if you wanted to get with your partner that's organic for like if you're holding in a small container for an extended veg and you just need to hit them with something until you get them transplanted.
A liquid?
Yeah, like something that would complement your Ocean Bounty that's just like and on top just to keep them going until you transplant.
You know why I don't like liquid organics, right?
Because it's dead.
Because you got to kill it. Might as well not be organic.
Then they argue about that too, though. They claim that once the pH starts to rise, all kinds of biological shit starts happening.
Well, I'm sure it does, but it's just the idea of adding phosphoric acid into your product.
Well, make a water soluble, then don't have it be a liquid pH down. Have it in a dry form, so it just dissolves into water.
Kind of like the tea.
Yeah. Like well, no, that's not fully soluble though. You know, when you brew a bucket of tea, you got a bunch of shit at the bottom. So, like if you just used like the protein, the soy protein, and some other
I see what you're something like Kool-Aid,
potassium sulfate, and what soluble sources that are more water soluble.
Now, what was else? You said there was a sandy soil. Was that a special soil mix that you're testing in that little Dixie cup, Mr. Bastard?
That's the one I've been making. Well, it's 2/3 pumice, and the other third is 50-50 peat moss and sand.
I think PhenoFinder. Actually, I lied and said I was a dispensary when I entered the cannabis cup.
You were dispensing.
I had like a 5x10 grow room in a garage. That was crazy. The prices to enter is insane, and it's like I don't know, quarter pound, $1,000, something like that, or more. But yeah, that's a game for the promoter. How's sun grown? You enjoying I'm curious on you'll have to come on here, sun grown, show us your latest vacuum cleaner collection, as well as talk about how what the changes are, and if you're running into a lot of California growers out there. I don't know. I'm curious. And what is Mr. Bastard has a lot of questions for you, Rum Boy. What is that cultivar that was in that cup? I think is what he's talking about.
The cup one or this one?
Both. Let's just go with both.
Actually, they're both Georgia pie.
Oh, okay. Okay. These are starting to flower, obviously.
Here's your Blue Dream.
There it is. I think I was getting. My vacuum. Don't ever downgrade your vacuum.
Here's some cherry pie.
That was a mistake. It looks like some of the Blue Dream that went out, that I put out under the wind, is taking hold in places. So that's good to hear.
Here's some Blood Diamond OG Kush.
Okay.
Real deal Mindo breath.
Was that a seed in that solo cup? Or
no,
a clone?
Clone.
It was a clone. I think he was impressed. I was kind of impressed too. That was really big for a Dixie cup.
Yeah, those will probably go to the chickens.
Okay. They love weed. Love it. Did you ever taste any fish in your eggs at all? Any fishy eggs? Was that a wives' tale?
Remember, I stopped feeding that fish-based food at some point there, so it wasn't enough to
Okay.
really be able to find out. Supposedly, it's a thing, though.
Well, every 3 days I give my chickens, um, well, 2 big handfuls of fish. I got a freezer full of fish out here, but every
Oh,
3 days I give them 2 handfuls of fish. I don't taste any fishy flavor,
Actual,
but I
like,
do.
you're giving them fish fillets or something?
Yeah, it's strictly just the crappie that's caught out of the lake over here.
Right.
But
Yeah, no, see, that's probably milder than giving them, like, an ocean fish, too, though.
yeah, but I do notice that the eggs are more creamier, maybe is the right word. There's more, it's just more flavorful.
I was kind of interested in the soldier fly larva thing, but I don't trust where they're growing those. Like, they don't want to tell you what country the shit's even coming from.
what the soldier flies?
Yeah, when
Themselves?
you buy, like, the dried soldier fly larva for
No.
chicken feed,
Uh-huh.
like, you have no idea where it's coming from. And, like, they apparently, grow those on kind of like a garbage dump situation?
Yeah, well, I'm
Uh,
sure you've looked into it. I thought you said you were going to make one of those.
No,
yeah, there's
not soldier
actually a kit
fly.
you
I
can.
want to maybe do worms.
See, you can make them, but I think their scraps would be more efficiently given to your chickens. You know what I mean? Instead of feeding
Right.
them the soldier fly
Oh,
larva.
yeah, that was the other thing. I did look into the soldier fly, and I think it gets too cold here, and it's not warm enough in the summer. They like a hot temp
Oh,
to do
okay.
their thing, I guess. That's why they're usually in, like, a lot of the Asian countries, I think, are the ones producing those.
Yeah, I don't know where it probably, you could be right.
And the the sellers won't tell you where the hell it was sourced from.
That's it. You know what? I'm wondering if some place down there, like at Hambros, where they compost from all the shit they compost out there. I'm wondering if they'd be interested in a project like that because they get all those scraps. Look at that's a pretty decent. Is that Blue Dream?
Yes, sir. Sure is. I'm getting
That's
ready
it.
to top it and take a clone off of the top and the bottom.
No, that's a plant that wants to grow. That's a good
Oh
plant.
yeah.
I'm telling you. That's a keeper.
So who's going to be the first one to flower it out? They got the clone.
Someone said December. The guy that's close to us.
It'll be done?
No, he's going to start it in December.
Oh.
Beginning of December. So I guess that's in a few weeks. Right?
Yeah, I need to take clones. This thing getting kind of burned up on the top, hitting the lights.
Yeah, she is.
She is. Yeah, she is. Now, why you sealed that up? What's going on there?
Who are you talking to?
You, that there was like one sealed up in plastic.
Long story.
Okay.
Experimentation.
I like it.
Are you trying to suffocate some fungus gnats? Is that what we're doing there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, but also there is a method.
Well, I'm trying to find out, like, if you were to put a put a 5-gallon paint strainer over your pot that had some fungus gnats in it, do you think they would continue to repopulate inside that bag, or would they die off?
So if you mean you isolate them, would they die off? Is that what you're thinking?
Because the adults supposedly don't eat, so all they're going to do is go back and fucking lay more eggs in the media. So in theory, they could keep going around in a circle, even in a sealed environment.
Yeah.
Once they're in your pot.
Yeah. So you're testing that out.
Yeah, kind of. A couple different things. That, and I tried some different shit in the root zone just to see if the plant liked it or not.
Okay.
Off-label uses of products.
Are you trying ivermectin by any chance?
Ivermectin.
But did your plant get COVID?
Gnats? For fungus gnats?
You never know. I think
Keep
it
your
does.
Keep your plant from getting COVID.
I think it's anti-parasite drug, isn't it? Hello, Captain Scrog. You're not late.
Well, they all say to use the BTI or whatever, the same stuff like for mosquitoes, but that doesn't seem to have very good success unless you use it at a ridiculous rate all the time.
No, I just used to sprinkle those pellets, those mosquito pellets on the
Yeah,
surface.
that didn't seem to do anything for me. But I bought the Natrol, the actual powdered version of that bacteria. That does work, but you got to use like such a heavy dose, you're going to go broke if you keep applying that like weekly or whatever.
Okay. I think Pheno Finder is someone else from Oklahoma.
We got to get you a light set back up.
Yeah, you got a bunch of LEDs, I think, just sitting around from what I'm guessing. No, I don't want to get set up again.
Why, you in the market?
No, I'm not. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, Run Boy, do you have are you stocked up with seeds like a lot of people are?
I've got not like a ton. I've got a few random things laying around. I'm not a big seed guy. It's a waste of fucking time, and every time it seems like it costs you more than it was worth, basically.
I gotcha.
I try to get clones of known good stuff for the most part.
Well,
So,
I got some crosses that I made, and I just ran. Well, the Sun Kiss from Irie Genetics, I crossed to 9-pound hammer, is awesome. And then I also took that same male from Sun Kiss and hit Romulan from Subcool, and then what else did I cross it with? Oh, Tangerine Biscotti Sunday from.
So these will all be
Camera.
orangey citrus terps.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
not orangey, not the orange, but the citrus definitely. It's more like a grapefruit flavor.
Yeah, I'll run some of that out. If you're giving out seeds, I'll check some of it out. They're regulars, right? Not FIMs.
Correct.
All right.
I think there might.
Yeah.
You guys can answer or help on this flower schedule. I always flower at night just for the cool because it's cooler. Heat is your enemy when you're indoor growing. That's the thing I used to worry about. So I always flower at night, and I was always a 12-12 guy, 18-6 person. But
yeah, most power companies are gonna give you a little better rate at night, also.
Yeah, it's usually 7 to 7 in the evening. And it also depends on the season because the power consumption rates are cheaper or expensive during the summer.
yes, actually, I know a guy. If you can do it and you have it, he was in the summer. He he turned off his lights during the day, put his plants out, and they were but it takes a lot of discipline and work. But I tell you, it's real cheap and actually kind of cool if you can do it.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Like Rumboy, he's got the HPS. I mean, I know people that'll run HPS in the winter, and then when it comes spring and summertime, they go back to LEDs just to keep down on the costs a little bit.
Which that's the one thing people still want to argue up and down. This space runs cooler with these two HPS lamps hanging than it did with the LEDs.
That's interesting. Really? How much?
With an air cooled hood, it's completely a lot fucking cooler.
Where the
you're sealed. Yeah, you're sealed air cooled, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you're sucking in fresh air from outside. It comes through the hoods and it exhausts back outside.
All within the garage, not from outside. My garage basically acts as a lung room.
Oh, I got you.
Now,
but the temp inside my grow chambers was significantly higher with 100 watts less in LED than it is with the lamps in a cooled hood.
Okay, about the cooled hood though.
The supposed light loss?
It's not supposed. It's real.
Well, yeah, you can measure it, but you can get the light so much closer to the plants, you can make up way more than that difference.
Yeah, you can. It's about 10% at best. And not only that, you clean them very often because they get dusty. And
I clean mine.
Good. Yeah.
But you see this? You see how close my plants are to those hoods?
Yeah.
You're not going to do that without glass.
No. Usually HPSs are up a bit higher than that even.
Yep.
With no glass.
I had originally intended this space to run bar LEDs in is what I had at the moment when I built this. So then flipping back made it a little bit of a dilemma for me.
I tell you how I MacGyvered my
But you can
first.
see the pattern that the HPS throws on the wall is pretty nice,
Yeah.
ain't it? The
No,
coverage.
that's actually a really good measure stick of your pattern. Now that looks really good. What I used to do, I had that same setup with HPS in line like that with air cooled hoods, and then not only that, I had them on a light mover.
Yep. Yeah, if you
Huh.
got the headroom, that works
Nice.
great too.
That was a nightmare though to set up.
So what is
Or,
that? Like a
I,
25% increase being on a light mover?
I used to
Us-
like that the sun circle thing where you could put like a
Yeah.
halide and a sodium,
Yeah.
like stagger your lamp, so you could do a blended spectrum, and it just kept going around.
Uh-huh.
That was pretty cool too. Yeah, and then I finally stepped up and bought a much nicer dehumidifier.
Yeah, mine. That's actually one of the reasons I gave away I took all the stuff that was drying from outdoors because my dehumidifier crapped out on me. So it was like, yeah, I need to get rid of this stuff. So I came home and it was gone. Hey, Pansy Wagon. I-
Just walked
Oh,
away.
just walked away, and I was glad. I hate dealing with that stuff anymore. It's no fun. It's no fun. Oh, let's see here. Consider some of us have dark during your showtime. Okay. What are your suggestions here, Mr. Bastard? I'm open to suggestions. The only thing is about what I realized about changing my showtime, which I recently did, is I have this little stamp, and whenever I ship packages out through my website or Amazon, I have a little stamp that says "Tune into the show." It used to say Fridays at 7, and now I have to cross that out and put Saturdays at 6. But if I change it too much, those stamps become meaningless.
Do you have that on your website also?
No, I don't know. I don't know. You know what sucks is recently, and these are the things that are out of my control. When there's a web that HTTPS, well, that S stands for secure, and it costs money for that. And I paid the money, and mine became unsecure. So now it's like if you go to my website for my product, it gives you all these warnings that it's not a safe and secure website, which sucks so bad because I pay for that, and I pay somebody to do it for me.
Sounds
Yeah,
like they need fired.
No, the internet, man, I tell you, Amazon is a nightmare. My website's a nightmare. It's just one thing after another. And I'm tired of crying.
You got enough connections. You just need to do the Instagram thing and do a couple giveaways and
I need
get
to
all the
start.
circles moving
No,
your product for you.
That's right. That's right. And actually, I have a lot of 2-pounders right now. I have a whole bunch I'm way overstocked on 2-pounders. It wouldn't hurt me to give probably a dozen giveaways away really quick. So maybe next week we'll do some giveaways. I'll let some other shows do some giveaways too.
All right.
Hey, Pat, is your job going on vacation? Are you were you saying something about the Cowboy Cup? Because maybe you were gonna be able to come out or something, maybe?
The finances are going to be rough for that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Start a Discord server.
Well,
I
I will be there. I will be there. If you guys see me with my Let's Grow hoodie on, I'll have my backpack. I'll have some Green Bicycles products. So anybody that's roaming around there, hit me up and I'll hook them up with some Green Bicycle.
Maybe I ought to send you a few. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll send you a couple cases.
I've got a case. I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
So what's going on out here at this Worms Nursery joint? Does that guy move much product for you?
No, not anymore. He keeps it in stock. I think it's the only place in Delmar County where it's stocked, other than my garage. Mojo Rising, get in touch with me. Email me. I'll put the email down here.
And what about Grow Generation? Have you approached them?
It's really weird. Yeah, they've had my product in stock there. I'm in their system, but they also have called me like I wasn't in their system. Like I got calls from, I don't know, and I don't know. I heard there's some shady things going on with Grow Generation, or they expanded too fast, something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
apparently
some-
they got a store in McKinleyville now.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. There's some hit. Remember, Humboldt Depot.
I'm not sure which one that was.
Yeah, it was
That's
in
not the
McKin-
place that was down there by
NHS.
Starbucks on the main drag. What was that? Fertile World or something? Who was that?
Fertile World was my partner. That was Humboldt.
That's going way back.
That's going way back.
Right.
That's Humboldt Nutrients owns that. But
They still have that building?
Yes, they do. I think. Yeah, I think they do because I think the sign is still up there.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I used to go in there. It was an ancient old building. It was kind of a cool to explore that building. Yep, get in touch with me.
Last time I went in the Beneficial Living Center, your stuff was all out of stock too.
Yeah, see, that's another. It's kind of like T Labs. They kind of compete directly with me. So when so it's a little tougher. I've sold quite a bit actually through BLC over the years, but it's all kind of. Last year was a real trickle down year. Oh, look at that! Look, oh man, I would like that.
So I forgot. So I got 2 new goats since I've been gone, or last few weeks. I got 2 guineas. I've got an Anatolian Shepherd out in the goat pen right now, and she's 15 weeks old. And this is our Great Pyrenees puppy, and she's only 8 weeks old.
That is beautiful dog.
She's one of those big, fluffy, white, 150-pound dogs.
Oh, look at Where's my kitties? I want to show off my kitties.
Yeah,
that's
she
cool.
she just showed up at our house a couple weeks ago.
This one there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Cutie pie.
Oh, yeah. She bonded really quick.
What? Your cat's name's Cutie Pie?
No, I said she is a cutie pie.
Oh. What's your cat's name?
We got to give her an official name. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
My woman wants to call her baby because she was like, little 8-week-old kitten when she showed up, like a little baby. But I think we need to call her Punky, like Punky Brewster, because she's a little punk.
This one here is named Gizmo.
No, Gizmo. That's a great name, and yeah, that's just a beautiful dog. It's now. Was that a purebred, like papers and all that good stuff, or just
No.
Is that like $1,000, $2,000, $1 million?
$25 at the auction.
I need to go to one of those auctions.
Believe it or not, I was the only person that did. I was like, "Are you serious?"
That's interesting. This is for Old Man Bastard. Man, what a name to say. My partner actually is the guy who owns Humboldt Nutrients. He also owns another company that's the company I'm in partners with, and they do all the mixing and bagging of my products. They're down in Paso Robles.
Don't you bag some of it yourself by hand?
I'll bag orders for Amazon's 25-pound orders sometimes for Amazon. Yeah, I do those, or my website, because I give you a handwritten note, by the way, from every order. So I can't let Amazon do that. Yes, Buds, thank you for that. Yes, you have. Buds is impressive. You'll have to come back next week and he'll probably show us one of his tents going on. But what he does with one plant in a 3x3 or 4x4 tent with LEDs is unbelievable. Does really well. So I've been doing this over an hour. It's a little bit late, unless there's anything important. I think we should save some more till next week, and hopefully we'll have the guy from T Labs on here, and we'll be over in Rum Boy's garage. Maybe I'll set up something out in my. Maybe I'll set it up out in my shop. I think I could do that.
Why don't you just do it virtual? Why's he got to come up?
He wants to.
Right.
That's what I want to do virtual. He don't want to do virtual. He just thinks it's more authentic. So, he's my guest, so I got to do that. I'll have to. Well, maybe I'll do a barbecue or something. I
Get
don't
your
know.
little laboratory set up like your other videos.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can do that. That's what I might do.
Have some tea bubbling over on the side.
Yeah, yeah. I like my little lab. I'd have to clean it, but I'm not going to impress the guy from him. You know, he's doing what I'm doing, but more. Maybe we can work together. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can. Ooh, you'd like me to go a little earlier? I can try that, Mr. Bastard. I can try that. But
Well, then you're going to throw off everybody else if you just randomly change it the day of the special guest, unless you send out a notification.
Right?
yeah, that's true. We'll figure, or just we do it. Wear a lab coat. I absolutely wear my lab coat and short. Yes, I do. His soil builder. Okay. Maybe Jay Stoner want to come up and we'll just have a little powwow up here and do stuff. I don't know.
Is that the
Anyway,
Life Cube? Is that what the guy's talking about? The soil builder?
I don't know. Is T Labs the place when you're coming north on 101 right after
Right before the Ford dealership and all that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, looking like he moved some material down there. Everything's in those big 200 whatever tote fucking things he's got lined up out there.
Yeah, I know. Don't rub it in. I need to have him come up here. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. We've been an hour and 10 minutes, longer than I want to. That's a beautiful puppy. Good job, Rumboy. Stop by sometime in the near future. We'll talk. And other than that, get a good night's sleep.
All right. Have a nice week at work.
You bet.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Talk to
Peace.
you later, vets.
Peace. Good
Later.
night.